Hey y'all, it's Casey Hope from Pizzazz, and we're back for another 10-minute challenge. Now today, I'm going to show you how to make this very sweet piece of art with hems and lettering. Can I do this in 10 minutes or less? I think I can. And if I do, one of you is going to get this very thing. We're going to ship it to you. All you've got to do, watch the video, make sure that you subscribe to our channel, like the video, and leave us a comment, and we will be drawing to see if one of you get to be the winner of this. Let's see if I can do this in 10 minutes or less. Okay, so let's go over our supplies first, and then I'll set my timer. So this is just a small little wood block. You can get them at craft stores, Amazon, all the places. Then I've got a piece of hem paper. You can either go to actual places and find old hems. You can buy copies off of Etsy and different places like that. So there's lots of different places to find hem type things. I am using this Deco Art Dazzling Metallics with the Rich Espresso to add some of this color on the side. And then I'm using, this is a big old bottle of it, but the matte Mod Podge to apply this. And then I've got my Sharpie for lettering, a brush for all of this, and I think that's it. So here we go. Let me set my timer, and we will see if we can create this cute little gift in 10 minutes or less. Oh, I forgot to tell you I had this too, little foam brush. All right, so you do not need this big old thing of Mod Podge. I have it because we do so much here at the studio. But you are going to lay a thin coat on top of your wood. You want to make sure that you're getting the edges though, okay? That is important because the edges is where it's easiest for things to kind of come off and not stick well. So you for sure want to be there at the edges. And you want to work quick. You don't want this to dry too much before you put your paper on there. Just hold here. All right, so I think that I've got it covered. I'm just going to put this to the side. And then for this particular one, we didn't want there to be all that blank space, so we're just laying this right in the middle. And what I mean by blank space, if I were to have to line this up with the edge of the board, there's a lot of negative space, and I just wanted the whole thing to be filled with the hem words and the notes and all the things. So now that it's kind of down, I'm going to kind of like just fold the edges all around. And we're going to use that to try to tear it. Now you can cut it, but this is a way to kind of get really close to the edge there. Hang tight. You get it started. I'm kind of putting my finger here to kind of guide the process. It's not perfect, okay? This is not a perfect cut, but I kind of like that. You're even going to see, like, look right here. You see how you see that board? Not a big deal. We're going to be painting over that. It'll be A-okay. All right, so here we go. I'm going to kind of keep really rubbing it multiple times, trying to get a good crease there. And then let my hand kind of guide it and tear along there. Bend really good, get you a good crease. Again, if this stresses you out, you could totally just cut it. You're going to have cut edges instead of just a little bit of the torn edges. It's really not a big deal. It's just a slight little preference. I think there's something that looks cool about the torn edge, especially when we come back over it with that Rich Espresso. There's always more than one way to do something, so never think that you have to do it exactly like we do. We are here to give you ideas and to get you going with creating, because we want to show you it does not have to take a ton of time. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to come on top of everything, but at least on these edges, I am going to get my Mod Podge one more time and just put a little on top just to make sure that they don't pull up. And again, this is matte Mod Podge, okay? If you had gloss Mod Podge, I just don't recommend it for this. All right, just getting those down so they stay down. All right. All right, so I'm going to set this aside, let it dry just a smidge. Oh, wait, I want to do a little bit, like right here where there's a little bit of the edge. Let me do a little bit of the Mod Podge kind of under it and a little bit on top of it. I don't want there to be anything that's going to cause like a snag to where it could start to come up. All right, now I know I'm going to letter the word grace on here. So I'm going to push this up just a bit, and I'm going to practice writing grace here first. If you want, one thing that you could do, you could kind of think, okay, how big is this? Okay, it comes about to here. You could even, make marks or something just so that you know that you're about in the same space, that you're not lettering something really big and then you've got to change it to go to a smaller surface. So I know this is about what I want to be lettering in. So let's just give it a go. G is going to come right up to the R. Okay, notice I go high and then the loop to the R. For the A, I'm going to come here and here. Look, this came down. It came down to kind of reflect how far down this R is for a little bit of a balance. C and E. Now I can kind of see, I might want to squish this together a little more when I go up here. So this is E, it's not quite so close to the edge there. So once you've got your practice there, you can move to your piece. I feel like everything is, it's not 100% dry, but there's nothing wet right here where I'm going to be lettering. So here we go. If it makes you feel better to do it with pencil first, you totally can. I'm going to try to do it without pencil. I hope I don't regret that. Here we go. I'm going to kind of do it in my head first like this. This is me thinking through things. That's how I do it. All right. All right, we did it. Now I'm going to come back, thicken these downstrokes. If it bothers you, this is not touching, you just pull it over. Notice you don't have to go over every single line. You can, because, if you want to go over it, but you're not making every little bit thicker. Like if you wanted to trace this line, that's fine, but you're not thickening everything. You are only thickening those downstrokes. All right, I like it. And now for the last little bit, to add a little bit of just that aged look, we've got that rich espresso metallic on our plate. We've got this. We're going to just kind of get a little bit on our brush and then kind of a little bit off our brush. We don't want it to be too much. And I'm just going to kind of come into the edges and pull in. So I'm starting on the outside and then pulling it in. If you feel like these lines are too harsh, you can take your finger, kind of go over it a little bit. You come back in with a little bit more of a drier brush once some of that has kind of worn off to kind of fade it as well. You don't want to go straight from touching this to painting there. You do want to wipe it off some way, somehow. Maybe it's on a paper towel a little bit. You want it to have a little bit. Okay, I just caught a glimpse of our clock, and we gotta hurry. And there are other techniques for aging paper too, so whatever you want to give a try, feel free. And then the last thing that I like to do on this is to paint my edges. I'm going to put this out here. It's already got some paint on it just so I don't get it on my table. So I'm just going to quickly pick this up and paint these edges with some of that metallic. And when I'm done, I'll be done. And this is a quick little something. You really could personalize this in several different ways. You could find a hymn that's meaningful to somebody. Maybe the words fit, something that they need to hear right now. You could, instead of lettering the words grace, letter whatever goes along with the hymn that you have picked out. There's all kind of different ways that you can personalize this. But it doesn't cost a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of time. And if you were wanting to do the same thing for multiple people, you could line these up and batch create. That is a great tip for when you are wanting to do things either to sell or for just making gifts in bulk. Just batch create. Do all of your Mod Podge and put your paper down for 5 in a row. Then come in, do all your lettering for 5. Just kind of do it in batches like that. Really helps too. So let me look. Woo! Barely, y'all. Barely, but we did it. We did it in 10 minutes or less, which means one of you gets this. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, be sure to comment, all the things. And if you want more of these ideas, we have put together a whole PDF of fun ideas to use your art and your lettering this holiday season. That can be for yourself, for gifts, for making extra money, however you want to use it. Just check our link in the description. We've got an option for you. Put your email in and we will send you the PDF immediately. So you've got a bundle of ideas that you can do and use this holiday season.